Hey everyone, this is Second Sight Tarot, a branch of wellness. I'm here to do the monthly reading for the month of April for Gemini. Please remember that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone, so please take what does and leave the rest. I've already meditated on the cards, so we can get started. I'm doing the element spread today. It's current situation, how you can move through intellect and communication, the emotions that you can connect with during this process, and how you can move through it to the final outcome. So I'm using a bunch of oracle cards and tarot as well mixed. Everything that I do use is in the description box below if you're interested in the cards. So while I was doing your meditation today, before I started, I just kept thinking about wanting to release something, or maybe that's the kind of theme that you're going to be in for the month of April, of releasing something or having the courage to release something. I'm not exactly sure what that entails, and we're going to see if it comes out in this reading, but that's kind of the way I was feeling. It was an essence. And I also pulled a major arcana of the White Witch Tarot, and I usually get the theme of the reading, the essence of the reading, and the Fool in reverse came out. So I will put the upright so you can see it. The Fool's all about like your self-belief, a new journey, going in with this innocence, taking a leap of faith, and it's in the reversal. So maybe there's some stagnation there, or maybe having fear to move through something, or to start a new journey, to release something that needs to be released, and having the courage to do so you can start on a new path. So maybe that's something to do with that as well, but we'll break into it a little bit. I'm just going to do a couple of more cards, and then we'll go from there. Find out, please. Thank you. So, and also you have patience at the bottom of the deck, and I do think this has a lot to do with being patient with yourself to release stuff that no longer serves you, or something that wants to be released or come out, something you've been holding on to for a really long time that needs to be released now. And having the courage to do so, and also to follow through with something new, the courage to start something new after this has happened. So we'll see what that means as we go along. I'm going to pull some of these cards. That was fast. So I definitely feel like you're like definitely moving right now in your current situation, like moving through something. And just trying to find, you're navigating your way through something. Let's pull a couple more. It's interesting in the emotions position. I just did Pisces reading as well, and they had that self-reflection card in the same exact position. And this purity card that I'll show you in a minute wasn't in their reading, excuse me, but I did bring it up, and I'll tell you why when we get to that part. Thank you. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, education. So I definitely feel that maybe you are learning something right now. You're going through a shift. You're learning about yourself and how you navigate through life with the way that you're functioning in the past and the way you want to function in the future, and where you are right now. Some of you might be leaning towards like a spiritual teacher, or like spiritual enlightenment, or doing some research on your own and teaching yourself new ways of thinking, new ways of being. Or you might be in college, or going to school to learn something new. So I think that's interesting. And decluttering. I think it's interesting because in the environment, it came in the... I know I'm like skipping around, but they're kind of going hand in hand. In the way you deal with things intellectually and communication is the environment card, the collector. This is a 10. So there's definitely something coming to an end, something completing. You've reached your goal, and something, maybe you've already reached your goal for a long time and it's kind of like stagnant, like you've been there a little too long, and you do need some movement, and that's why you need some courage to move through stuff and release things that have died a long time ago, things that don't serve you anymore. you know, old baggage, old ways of thinking, old relationships, old fear, old regrets, old you know, guilt and shame and all that kind of stuff that goes along with old patterns in the past. So, and decluttering to me, along with education, I don't know what it means as form of education, or maybe you're learning new ways to navigate through this and decluttering the mind of what it used to be and where you really want to go with it. This is like the Five of Cups. And this is all about change, you know? This is all about like doing something different, decluttering, you know, moving things through so you can make room for new concepts, new ideas. I think it's a really great thing. But it's like a matter of seeing it and moving through it. So these were at the bottom of the deck, but I do think there's an essence here, just from what I'm seeing, which we'll go through it and we'll pick it a little bit more. Pick at it, I should say. Sorry for skipping around. I just felt like it kind of went together. So that was fast. Ooh, these are popping fast. One more. Thank you. Coming out really fast. Or hard, I should say. Aggressively. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck is the Four of Crystals, which is the Four of Pentacles. I definitely think that you're needing to feel secure and having some control over yourself, your situation, or gaining control and gaining security or feeling safe. It could be either one, depending on where you are right now in this process. And taking action, and the Knight of Feathers, which are the Knight of Swords, excuse me. And it's about taking action and staying focused or being focused. So I do think that you definitely have some focus here about, you know, shifting something. What that is, we're gonna dig in deep and see what's going on with you. But I do see a lot of action, determination, and decision making, you know. So we'll see where you're at, and then take it from there. So I'm going to do one more. Sorry for all of them, but I want to be able to read it in the flow that I do. So they are really popping out. This is for Gemini, April. These usually don't pop out, so see what's going on for you. It's interesting. Two more and then I will get into it. I definitely feel like there's a big shift right now in the way that you handle things and people, and the way you're moving through life right now is you're kind of, maybe you're at your wit's end with the way that things were flowing before. And you're done, and you just need a new way to do that. So I think that for some of you, it's something's like fiery in you that I'm just like not dealing with that anymore. I'm not gonna do this anymore this way. I'm gonna pull this one too because it was calling to me. That fell out at the beginning, and it definitely, their harmony and contentment, the peace card. I think that the overall message here or goal that you have is to find inner peace with a situation or just life in general. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. So in the current situation, you have the Moon, you have the Navigator or Vision, you have action, and then you have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So I do feel like there's an imbalance here, or the unknowing or unwilling or not understanding how to find acceptability, like accepting things for what they are, or adaptability, I should say. Excuse me. I choked in my last reading, and I don't want that to happen again. So the Two of Pentacles, you know, it's all, there's maybe a decision or a choice, or like you're at a crossroads right now of trying to shift something or do something in a different way. And, you know, because of that, you're not finding balance. There's no balance, or you're not adapting to your surroundings or the way things are, because you're not comfortable there. So it's about, you know, you're taking action now, but it feels uneasy and unsettling because it's new. You feel like you're kind of juggling because you're in between stability and shifting. So, but I do feel like you have a vision that, you know, you have a destination or a goal that you see in mind. But I just want you to keep in mind that it is being heart-led for sure. This is a vision, the navigator. It is being heart-led, but just make sure that you are open to something different than the expectation that you have, because it might shift, you know, because I think growth and shedding and releasing of things can take you on many different paths, and just to be open-minded, where yes, you have a vision to get your stuff started, to get out there and do it, and take action and making a decision, but just don't get stuck on the outcome being as what you want it to be, because it might change. I don't know why that's coming up, but I'm just going with the flow of what I see. And also because the moon's here, and this is all about the subconscious mind. It's feminine energy and intuition, so it is about tapping into your intuition. But the moon is all about like the unseen things, mysterious paths, the unknown. You know, things coming to a surface that are being revealed to you. So to me, there's a lot of things coming up within the shift and making a decision. Maybe you saw things that you're finally seeing things for what they are, and that's what's causing the shift or the change and causing the action. Or it could be like, you know, you're taking action because you want something different, and along the path you're finding things coming up to the surface that were not seen before, or secrets or something like that. It doesn't have to be that dramatic. It could be just like things that are not seen, or things that you're not familiar with because you've never seen them before, or you've seen them and you were looking at them with a different lens, and now you're seeing the truth of the matter or the whole picture. And you have that vision of like, you're seeing things for what they are now. That's kind of it could be either one. I think like 50% of you might be going towards that end, and the other 50 are like, maybe those things caused the shift in the move and the action and the choices and making a decision. And now you're just trying to find balance, regardless of where you are on either end of that. I think right now it's about taking action to find, and having your vision to find balance, like really looking for that, really seeking for that. That's kind of what I'm seeing in here. But I'm going to pull a couple cards as they come piling out. Community. It's interesting because while I was shuffling, community came out, the community card. This could be hanging out with your tribe or getting answers from listening to your tribe, but being discerning and making your own decisions in the end. But maybe just needing like somebody to lean on for support, you know, like turning to your tribe for support right now. And Mother Earth, which is the Empress. And the Empress is all about nurturing, growth, creativity, mothering, you know, it's also fertility. So it can mean like, you know, you're bringing something to life here, a new concept, a new way, or pregnancy. For some, it could be, this is all happening because you're pregnant, but I kind of don't see that, but it could be for some. To me, more it's about growth and nurturing yourself in this time period of like and being creative about it. Or maybe having a creative spark that kind of leads you into that healing process. But I think your community or your tribe or your family or your partners and your friends, I think will really help you through this. But make sure you make the final decision of what they're giving you advice about. Make sure that it's right for you and not just their opinion. Seeing things for really what they are. And could be your tribe delivering a message from, you know, things that are not seen and trying to show you that this is the truth. There's a million ways to look at this. But I'm going to pull a card on the moon and see if it gives me anything. Please. Or not. Maybe we're not supposed to see it this time. I don't know. There we go. The mother, again. This could be mother stuff, you know, dealing with your own mother or person who raised you, or you as a parent. This can be parenting for sure. people who have children that are going through the situation and trying to navigate through that, or there's a shift within that. But I think this is all also about mothering the situation and bringing nurturing energy to the situation, or to whatever's going on in your life, or in general, or just to yourself. And then fire. I do think that to me this is more like it's just a fire pit with fire coming out, and smoke. But this is all about like maintaining this fire to move or shift something, and not allowing it to burn out, and not allowing it to take over control of the situation, like overburn, and finding a fine balance of going through this growth period and nurturing period, but also maintaining this fire so you can last through this entire process and stay focused and have that energy and that desire for shifting and change to be there the whole time, instead of having it burn out, maybe. So, and that's the moon energy. So, this could be, what else is coming to me here is that you can have a shift in your life of really wanting to stand on your own and not have this perception of what life was with your parents or people who raised you, or however you grew up, of like, maybe now maybe for some, now you're finding your own light and your own fire and your own direction to really move through something in your way and not someone else's way. Because the moon is like bringing unseen things, or bringing things to the surface that you haven't seen before. So maybe for some that's what's coming up for me. I don't know. I think it's interesting for sure. One more overall for the current situation, and then we'll move on. One more for Gemini for April. So this stuff could be revealed to you in April. The whole deck. The whole pile. I'm not going to keep all of them. I'm going to keep the one that's down. But I will say what they are, but then I'm not going to hold on to them. So toxic. Maybe some of the stuff that's coming up for you might not be the best thing for you to see in the way you're seeing it. I don't know. Creativity, perseverance, simplicity, release, and the moon again, which is definitely supposed to be there. And releasing stuff. We've been saying this from the beginning. Definitely felt like there was a release here. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to keep these cards because the toxic energy might be you fighting with your own being about having the courage to do something or to shift something. Like your mind being toxic, or like being the heaviness here and not allowing you to move through this. And finding creative ways to do so, I don't know. I just feel like, and I do think that you have, okay, so a matter of like keeping things simple and not overthinking, have a thought, have the situation of what you want to deal with at the time, and just do that, and keeping things simple. Because this is a lot going on here. Even when I was shuffling your cards to like meditate, they were just like, not chaotic, but they were just like constantly falling out while I was shuffling. Because I do think there's a lot going on here, and it's about like just finding peace and kind of keeping the mind balanced a little bit. And I think there is some kind of imbalance with the Two of Pentacles here. You're trying to find balance and adaptability, and maybe it's just so chaotic right now because you're in the middle of that transition, and it can be very chaotic energy when you're like, I'm just trying to find some balance along with all the other stuff coming at you. So that could be also toxic energy too. So but perseverance is like, just keep going and making sure you're not swimming upstream the wrong direction. For some of you, working so hard to be on a path that doesn't serve you. For some, for most of you, this is about like you have the inner strength and stamina to move through this, and just know that you're okay to do this, and you have the inner power and inner strength, and that this is going to be fine once you get through this. I know this is like a lot, but the cards came out all at the same time. And death. So I definitely think there is a transformation here. Definitely one, without a doubt, like a transformation. You're definitely going through something big, a big shift. And right now, for some of you, you're just at the beginning stages of making a choice, whether you want to go through this or not. Or something like the tower fell, but now you're making a choice of which way or which direction to go. For some of you, you've maybe moved on a little further. You kind of know the unseen things that you're working through now, and you're a little further in the step or in the process. But I definitely think there's like a major transformation with the Death card, and this is all about transitioning into something new. So yeah, it's a cool space to be, but very scary, very not grounded, but very, very fun too if you look at it that way. It's very there's a lot of adventure because there's like a clean slate, and where do you want to go next? So if you can look at it that way and keep looking at it that way, I'm going to keep these, then you might make your adventure or your journey a little bit more fun and light. So we've talked about the moon taking action. This is just like actually physically doing it and moving forward right now. Like you're in the middle of like really saying like I have to do this, and things are in motion. Your energy's in motion. Your thoughts, your what you want is in motion. So I think that's a cool place to be. And then the way you communicate through intellect and communication. I think right now that you're going through a change and really trying to balance out boundaries. You're making decisions right now of what boundaries you want to set, which ones you want to bring down, who you want to set it with. Do you want to set it with yourself? Do you want to set it with your friends? Finding a balance within that boundaries, setting boundaries that work for you and bring you into harmony. But this is also through intellect and communication. So maybe articulating these boundaries externally so people hear them and they're out now, like you've said it and it's out. And it becomes a thing that is being created once you actually say something out loud. Or maybe specific people you need to set boundaries because there's energy vampires out there that right now you need your energy to focus on what's going on here and really stay grounded. And if you're not setting boundaries with people that need your energy and are taking from you, you're not going to be able to show up for yourself as much as you could. So maybe setting boundaries there and actually speaking them. Just knowing that you're that you're protected. So for some of you, maybe that's why you're setting boundaries, is so you can be protected. For others, I think that you should feel that you are protected because you're divinely guided right now. You are safe, and there is this motherly energy that, whether it's coming from you or someone else or the universe or just the earth in general, that you are protected. You do have this protection around you. But for some, maybe the boundary setting will create this protection, at least the feeling of it, or belief in that you are from it. So I do think the environment that you're surrounded. I thought something else came out with this too, or this was from another reading. Very same exact position too, intellect and communication. It's the collector. It's about something coming to an end, a completion, and or reaching your goal. Something's coming to an end here, and this is how you articulate it or communicating through this. But I feel like for some, like I said in the beginning of the reading, something's past its prime. There's like a dead mouse in the middle. It's like it's past its prime. Like it's been in you and affecting you for too long, and it's like just dead energy that needs to be released. And I think maybe that's the whole release energy that I was feeling. And the things that were unseen, like maybe, working through something, writing it down, speaking it, lighting a fire. Maybe that's what the fire's for, to like burn outside in a bonfire or something, write things down and burn them so they're released. Because I feel like maybe that you have these things internally and you haven't spoken them. Maybe you need to speak your truth. And that's why it feels like a dead energy to me, because you need to speak your truth to release it. And the Two of Feathers, which are the Two of Swords, is all about making a decision. There's definitely a decision that needs to be made here. And having direction, like finding your direction. You're at a crossroads, like which way are you going now? Where's your focus? I do feel like you have your eye on the prize, though. I feel like you're focused and honed in on something, but you need just to put this out into action. Like, say it, speak it, write it down. This is all about communication and how you perceive things. So maybe writing it and releasing it or speaking to your tribe about something will help you find a direction or navigate where you need to go. Because you are on this, you have a vision, you kind of know where you want to go. You just maybe not know where to start or like what road to take. This is just, now you're making a decision. You have to literally speak it out for it to form energy and to get the ball rolling. And the last card is about speak up. Use your voice to express yourself. This is exactly what I've been saying. It's time to speak up. Speak your truth. Set your boundaries so you can feel protected. Release the energy inside you that no longer serves you. Use your throat. There, maybe some of you have like throat issues or feel heaviness or like a ball in your throat or just feel stagnant there, or feel like you're being choked all the time. Maybe you need to release something that's being held there. I felt that myself, so that's why I'm saying things that I've felt in the past when I'm not speaking my truth to myself or to other people. So really speaking your truth here is very important for all of this to shift and for things to move forward. I just feel like you're feeling bound or tied down, in your communication skills, like, articulating it. Maybe you don't know how to use your voice. Maybe you feel like you don't have a powerful voice, or that the things that you're going to say are not worthy or something for some of you. I don't know. They absolutely are, and you're guarded. The guarded. I do feel like you're definitely having a hard time articulating it or expressing it, playing it cautious, and maybe that's why that energy, that stale energy, has been in your throat or in your chest, even your heart. It's just like stale energy that needs to move through, and you need to untie yourself from feeling so restricted in this position here. Yes, be guarded, keep your boundaries up for sure, and set boundaries where they need to be, but release it from the throat for your own self, whether you say it to yourself or write it down or say it to your tribe. It needs to be released, I think, to really shift. And use your intuition, like, I think you are connected to your intuition. You just need to listen to it a little bit more for some, that's all I have to say. Like, I feel like that's what needs to be said for that position. I mean, they all go hand in hand together, these cards. Intellect and communication skills for Gemini. And the wildness card, this is all about going with your instinct, your truth, like your gut, I just feel like something needs to come out, and you feel like you have the momentum. Like, some of you might have the momentum to say it, but then you like, not chicken out. I'm not trying to say you're chicken, but almost like you do it, and then you're like, no, I can't. That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling right now with this. It's just, it's like a wolf scream, like howling at the moon, and feeling instinctually connected and releasing the voice. That's what I'm feeling here. And breathe. I feel like there's a lot of stagnant energy here. I can actually feel my throat closing up, but it's more like in here. So I think it might affect the heart chakra. Maybe you've been hurt so many times, or you've like closed yourself off, and that has not allowed you to speak your truth, because maybe you don't know what the truth is, or you're afraid to speak your truth, or you don't know how to articulate it, but you feel it inside. I don't know where you are, I'm just the messenger. But that's kind of what I'm feeling with that energy, and I hope that resonates. I'm kind of feeling that for a lot of people, not for everybody, but for a lot of people. It's kind of where it is. So, so for emotions and how you, like, what emotions you can connect with, or connecting with emotions in general, the self-reflection card, which came up for Pisces as well, same position like I said in the beginning. It's a matter of looking at yourself, reflecting on being your own mirror, and seeing who you are on the other end. Do you like yourself on the other end? You know, does what you do in life and how you move about life resonate with you? Would you be your own friend? Would you date yourself? You know, like, and I'm only saying that not to judge yourself at all, but just to look at some of the things that, like, what other people see or how you are perceived, and does that affect you? You know, not that we should care so much about what other people think, but are you happy with yourself is the bottom line. Are you happy with you and who you are and how you deliver yourself and how you live your life? Do you live your life in your truth? Is what I'm saying here. I'm not saying to judge it in any way. Just look at it for what it is. You know, look at your truth. Like, be the observer in your own life and see where you need to tweak things. Not fix the broken things. Tweak them. You know, just adjust things like slightly to make yourself function in a healthier, happier way for yourself, to have a better life. That's what it's inviting you to do. The Purity card, this is all about how you speak, how you articulate things, what you perceive things to be, listening to other people speak, like what are they saying to you, you know, really being mindful of speaking your truth and speaking in the purest light possible, you know, like not negative chatter or negative, you know, negativity and talking down to yourself and saying, I can't do this, that kind of stuff is what I'm saying. But also how you deliver yourself to other people too, because what you say to them, you're hearing for yourself too. And vice versa, like what they say to you and how you perceive it. Are you really looking at it around the whole thing as an observer, or are you only taking your perspective and not seeing the rest? So really being truthful to yourself about how you communicate intellectually, and what you're taking in and what you're releasing. And I know this is in the emotions, but it is also about communication, you know. But this is more inner work for most of you, though. That could be for some, but this is about how you talk to yourself, about not judging yourself when you start doing some self-reflection, not judging where you are, what emotions come up, just inviting you to look at it at its purest form, honestly, with integrity, and just shift things without judgment is basically what I'm inviting you to do through what these are saying to me. And goal setting, like the Student of Wheels, I guess that's the Page of Pentacles. Pages are all about like new concepts, new ideas, new path, like a new path. Sorry, it's a new path. Really looking at things in a new way, or taking a new path physically, new job, new way of thinking, new, you know, just new projects. There's many different ways you can look at this, but just goal setting. And it was in the reversal, so I don't always read these in the reversal, but sometimes there might be some stagnation about your goals. Like, where do you see yourself? What is the goal of doing all this? It's just inviting you to ask that a little bit more and to sit with that a little bit more to make sure that you're on your right path and not maybe someone else's path, you know? Just asking yourself some questions, writing down your goals of all this. Where do you see yourself next year? Or this is for the month of April, but you can look beyond that, you know? Maybe just do April, however many days, just that month, of what your goals are that month, of things that you want to do with your emotion, you know, your emotional well-being, you know? And the Nine of Pentacles, which is a beautiful card. I love that. It's close to getting there to abundance. You're in progress or clarity on a direction. So I do think that for most of you, you do have a direction that you want to go, that you know you want to be on, or take that road, but it's a matter of like setting some goals to stay on that right path so you don't like wander and kind of become messy with it. But this is all about security and abundance, you know, and for some it could be money. For some it could just be the way that you're doing something that gives you some more security in your life, with emotional security, the way you communicate with people, the way you take information in. Could be abundance in that, like you're really seeing things clearly now. You're really on the right path. You're seeing clarity in that now for some of you, and for others, this is kind of where you're headed. You know, you're doing this inner work. You're reflecting. You're staying positive in your words and how you connect with that. You know, you're setting your goals, and now you're like on your way to abundance. And feeling secure about it, feeling secure of how you process emotions, and how you communicate with yourself and others. I think it's really a really beautiful way to be right now. I think that's a great path. Yeah, and the home card came in. So to me, this is a bird finding a home on a turtle shell. To me, this is all about, for me, what's coming clear now is finding home is where the heart is, kind of energy coming in here, or feeling safe no matter where you are. Home is, for the most part, we try to make our homes feel secure and safe, and that you can be totally you and vulnerable. And because this is in emotions, like you feel very vulnerable and you can be very yourself and be raw and be okay and not be judged or have fear to be raw. And maybe for some of you now, you're starting to feel like you have security no matter where you are, because you're trusting yourself more. You've learned how to cope with things in a different way. And for others of you, like having that security and feeling abundant in the way you process your emotions, you're going to start feeling this way. Like that's the goal. So this is really beautiful. I'm really like, oh, there's another one. Wisdom, to me, this is like the Student of Wheels, Pentacles, or the page is all about wisdom, but it might be new wisdom mixed in with ancestral wisdom. It's like you've already been here before. It's just a matter of coming home to it. And maybe that's the home card too. It's like you've already done this. This is not new ground for you, for anyone doing this work. You've already done this before. You've already had this knowledge inside you. It's a matter of just coming home to it and inviting yourself back to it, and re-seeing it with new eyes and new experiences and the goals and the tools that you have now. So I see for some of you is that you do have the wisdom here, old and new, fresh, and like you're going to be learning new ways to do stuff, and how to navigate through this. But you do have the inner wisdom from way back of how to connect with yourself and being okay with that, feeling like this like old ancient feeling of like security. I don't know, that's a weird way to articulate it, but that's the way it came up. So I think this is beautiful, hands down. It's a beautiful reading so far. It's a lot of work, like most of them are, for sure, a lot of work and a lot of time, but it's the outcome. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. So in the how you move through to the outcome of like how you navigate through this, I'm going to take a sip of water, is fruition, community again. I definitely think that is a big one for you. And the 8 of wands. I think acorns are wands. Yeah, acorns are wands. So fruition, this is all about all of the things that you have attained over the years, or like a situation or a goal, and you're just bringing all of this knowledge and to fruition. You're finally seeing things for what they are, and you're finally putting the pieces together, the puzzle together, or the bouquet together, however you want to look at it. And you're walking with this like pride or sense of like stability, of all of the knowledge that you've collected and all of the work you've collected, and you're bringing this into fruition now. Like the outcome is actually bringing all of this into your day-to-day and having your life be this. This, I love this card. It's the Sage. It's community, but I really love it because it's the new energy. It's your tribe, but I feel like there's a skeleton in the back, which can mean ancestral stuff for sure, but it's also maybe some relationships that don't serve you anymore, that you've let go of or you're going to let go of because of this growth. And that's okay. And being okay with that, because relationships are there for when we need them, and when we outgrow them or they outgrow us, it's time for a shift, and that's okay. But I think now you're really grasping life. You're grasping your community. You're like taking hold of the ones that are coming on this journey with you, that are vibing with you, are on this vibration, this higher vibration, and you're wearing your heart on your sleeve now, and you're being content with that. That's where I see the outcome here. You're being okay with with your vulnerability, and you're being guarded. You're starting to let that go now. This is the outcome, you know? And the Eight of Wands is all about like, having results, and having the energy to do so. Like there's a lot of fire in this. There's a lot of momentum. There could be some obstacles here along the way. I'm not saying that there are not going to be obstacles. But I definitely think that, and some blockages along the way, but I think that you have the energy, you have the fire, you have the results, the goal setting in your eyes view, like you can see it ahead of you. And even with the obstacles and all of these blockages, things that kind of you need to navigate around in this outcome, I think it's going to be a beautiful result, because those blockages, those things you need to walk, to move around and navigate around are the lessons, So I think that for some of you, like these blockages and old ways of thinking and old ways of doing, and these obstacles that are going to come, I think a lot of them are old habits. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like they're old patterns and old habits that are causing these blockages, not people and not the future. It's your way of thinking that kind of will sneak back into your life as you grow and learn. And those are going to be the obstacles you have to move around, because you got to say, no, that doesn't serve me anymore. No, this is not okay anymore. I've outgrown this. This is dead energy to me. This environment doesn't exist to me, and I need this out. And you recheck yourself and you move forward, and you're going to navigate this and use your tribe and your community to help you through this. And a lot of these obstacles might be people, and that's why you're going to release old energies that don't exist anymore. I think that might be some of the obstacles. People holding you back from knowing your true self, or really expanding and like raising your vibration to where you want to be. I think some people might be holding you back. So you'll release them when you start to see that it doesn't serve you anymore. And it's hard stuff to do. But you already have all of this knowledge you're wearing on your crown. That you've bought, your things you're bringing to fruition. You have the learnings, you have the knowledge, you have the stability, you have the strength, the inner strength. It's just a matter of really seeing things, opening your eyes, and you're going through a transformation. 100%. This is really beautiful energy, and I think you have momentum and you have the power to do it. You just have to stay focused and know that you know what you need to do. You know the truth. So, a lot of abundance for you. Wealth card came out. I do see a lot of abundance throughout the cards. You had nines. It's just a matter of bringing those things to fruition, believing that you can do it now. This is like goal setting over here. And this could be abundance in the way you handle things, emotions, the way you speak. It could be money, could be wealth, but it's also abundance and wealth in the knowledge and the way you flow through life. And the other one is air. And this is, this also, airs to me are swords, swords are all about knowledge, It's all about gaining knowledge here and realizing your worth. This is what I see. I'm going to pull a couple of these, and then I'm going to pull a couple of self-care cards and send you on your way. If this reading is resonating with you and you like the way that I read, I would appreciate likes and subscribes. It really keeps the channel here and going. If you're interested. If not, there's a lot of really great readers out there that I follow, really great people out there. So you have potential, the wisdom, intuition, and the lovers in reverse, which doesn't mean much. These could have been the other way and all that, and lovers and upright. But there is a lot of potential here. You're planting seeds, and now you're just going to start seeing them grow. Like this stage right here of taking action and like, navigating and, fertility, like mother or earth mother here was the Empress, about growth and nurturing and creativity and all that kind of stuff that goes along with her her energy, you're growing, so you're planting seeds right now, and you have a lot of potential. There's a lot of seeds growing. You do have the wisdom. I told you this before about having the inner wisdom to navigate through all of this. I mean, you have 2 wisdom cards. So you definitely have the wisdom, old and new. And you might be gaining wisdom. You might be like searching for, a spiritual advisor, or, going back to school, or whatever it takes to get you to learn this stuff. Intuition, definitely following your intuition here, your heart, but also having a balance between mind and heart, because a lot of this is navigating through old stuff, getting rid of old blockages, old ways of thinking. So, definitely connecting with old patterns that you want to release and setting boundaries with yourself on that. And going with your intuition and going with your heart and what your heart feels with this journey. Making sure that it's your journey and not someone else's, or a path that is continuing on the old way of thinking in your old self, because that's not where you are right now. You're definitely transforming into something new. And the Lovers, this is all about self-love. It could be a lover here at the end of the day. This could be all about that. Or you find love at the end, or fall in love with yourself. But lovers are also, there's a couple things with the lovers. Lovers are a choice, making a decision, kind of like a 2, like a crossroads or something. Partnership, duality, love, seeing things in balance with duality. So it's not just a partnership. I think it's self-growth for a lot of you, but it is about finding balancing in duality, and more so than partnership, just finding balance. That's what it's saying. Let me pull, where are my, there you go. Take a sip of water. I'm going to pull some self-care cards for Gemini, April 2021. First card that came out is connecting with the earth. Definitely. This is a lot of work internally. So connecting with Mother Earth, and that's why she came out as well. Balancing out the energies. The Mother Earth takes what energy she needs from you, and you take what you need from her to balance out your energies. Making a vision board is a good one. Just to see I'm sorry, I have to take another sip of water. I was joking. Just letting it pass before I continue. One more. This happened last time too. Okay. Dry air. The heat. So making a vision board will really give you some goal setting plans. Maybe that's the way you do it. Connecting with the earth, connect with your ancestors, which I thought that was interesting. Excuse me, because of the wisdom card that came out about old energies and old wisdom. Maybe connecting with your ancestors will give you that old wisdom. Doing meditation, or, I don't know, like different types of modalities of retrieving your ancestral line, the list of ancestors, or just kind of like your heritage. I'm Greek, so I would connect with maybe Greek energy or something. I don't know. However this resonates for you. It's also going to just be going inward and connecting with your intuition that will tap into all of that information, because we have all of that information in us. Where's the other one? I thought there was another one here that fell. Just don't want to miss out on anything. Deep breathing, or deep breath, and stillness. Be still. Resting. I see meditation would help for you. Breath exercises. You could find stuff like that on YouTube. Binaural beats. Anything to kind of keep you grounded through this process, because it's a lot of stuff. And when I felt that chaotic energy, that just means because you're kind of up in the air with everything right now in the current situation. So staying grounded and being present in that might help you make better decisions or find clarity in this. So I think that that's really important for you. And family. Family is very important. So your community, your tribe, whoever is family to you, doesn't have to be blood. Just really connect with that. I think that's really important for you. It came out a few times in the reading. So Gemini, I hope you have a wonderful, transformative April. I would love to hear if this how this panned out for some of you. I'm very nosy that way. I want to see what's going on and to see if this is kind of the right path of where I'm going with what I'm doing. So again, if you like this, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I will see you for the month of May. Take care and have a good night.